This is the interesting part of the whole how-to video, and I think this is the part where everybody really wanted to get to instead of a bunch of chatter. So here we go. This is MMSSTV. The creator of it has passed away several years ago. And so there really hasn't been any modifications or upgrades, except there was one guy that did not a upgrade so much, but a different look to it, and it's got a black face instead of a white face. But it has some other issues, like they didn't translate some of the menu options, so. Unless you know Spanish, you can get lost there. But anyway, this is what you normally see when you open up MMSSTV, except for all the templates down below. Those are all created by me, and you can see I have some Halloween and stuff like that. But you probably have one right over here in the first cell right under the screen here, and that'll be a CQ SSTV, and they give you that as an example of how to design your templates, I guess. But anyway, I wanted to cover, like I said before, a couple things that we'll be using throughout this. And I want to show you where they're coming from before I just start clicking on buttons and you're not seeing it, and so you get kind of lost. I want to make sure you get a full lesson here. Anyway, the first thing we want to look at is the when you download. I talked about downloading files for your backgrounds and so on. Well, you have to have a place to put them, and also you have to have a place to retrieve them in MMSSTV. So, and we do that through the menu option you got up on top there. You got File, Edit, View, and we're going to stop at View right now because that's as far as we need to go, because that's where we want to click on. And then we'll just scroll on down to the one that says always show thumbnails of file folders. And when I click on that, you'll see something pop up, and it's where all my background pictures are, and some other pictures that I might use in a template. But anyway, you can see up in the top left corner, you'll see a little thing that looks like a file, and another one that move the file, update. Once you put more files in that folder, you just click that. If it didn't update on its own, you click that, and it'll include those new pictures you put in that directory. You can have several directories for different topics, and the way you move around to that is this first file button here. But these are the pictures that you stored somewhere on your computer, and you can use in your background. One thing I might note here is that when I download stuff or use a photo that I've had, I always like to resize it before I bring it into that folder that I have the files in, and that's 320 by 256 pixels, because that fits exactly in the canvas on the template window on the left side. So if that helps out, or you're not moving your picture around to get it where you want to, you've got the picture already staged, and exactly what you want. So since it is Christmas coming up, I wanted to just use one other thing. Let's get rid of this for now. And I wanted to point out a couple other things. In history, you have this is all the pictures you have you're receiving from all the people that are sending, and I might suggest that you just leave your computer on say 14230 and MMSSTV running, and it'll keep receiving pictures and stacking them and stacking them. You can have it set at different levels. I think the maximum level is 256 shots, so it holds quite a few, and this will give you some idea of how people are creating templates, and you don't have to go out and find them out on the internet. You can get a 25, 30 of them right away, and you have a good assortment of ideas of what to put on yours. Another thing I wanted to point out is when you're in template mode, I don't have anything in there now, but this button over here is very important. When it's indented, you're in the edit mode, so you can add stuff and move it around and stuff like that. When you get done with your masterpiece, you want to make sure you click on that same button to make it outdent. That means it's ready to be saved, and you can you left click on it and drag it to one of the empty spots on the bottom, like down in here. And it's saved. No matter what you do to appear, the last save is still the way you originally saved it. So you can make changes to it and transmit it again, but this one here will remain the same. Okay, let's go back to edit mode. And then these two here I really don't use a lot. If you want a box or this empty box or a fill box, you can do that. You put a picture in there or something. This is an important one. This is the text box that you use, and this is the other one. You can put pictures in there and your backgrounds if you like. And then this one here is what I call the user-defined macros, and we'll do a little bit of that just to show you how it's done. But to get started, let's say we want to do a CQ template, so we can use it to call CQ and have other hams out there answer us. So first thing we need to do is just bring in for this one, and I'll explain on the next one why. We can bring in the background right away. Okay, so we're going to click here, and I've got I've preloaded some Christmas images, and all you do is left click on it and drag it, and then you can see it's the outline of it, and you just keep moving around until you get it properly centered there. That's a nice picture. You didn't have to draw it or anything, but you've got a nice picture in the background to start with. Okay, now we're not going to have a lot of text on here. We're going to you can say call in CQ SSTV. Most people just use CQ SSTV, and then at the bottom you put maybe DE KA0RG, and if you want to, you can put your name in. Okay, but to put text in, we just go down here, and it's T, meaning text. Click on it, and it allows you to, it'll come out at the cross, and you just left click, and then you do shape it, move it around, and now you've got a box to put text in. And then this window pops up, there's text and colors. We got pretty much a white background except for the white and gray, except for the red, so we got a lot of options we can use for color. But I want to explain this window a little bit to you. You can, well, I'll show you. I'll type some text here. And I'll go ahead and put CQ SSTV. And show you what we can do with that. If you look over here, you can't, let's change the color so that you can see it better. And all you got to do is tap on that color. I think it's double click on it. Yeah, just double click on it, left click that is, and you'll see the text. Now all of this is gradation. It's none right now. So, but we can change that, and we can make it horizontal or vertical, or bitmap, and I don't know why they put that on there because it gets confusing. But I'll show you what happens. I'm going to do a horizontal, and it throws in several colors to make it different. Now these colors over here kind of fade out, but you can change them. It's a single click, by the way, and do let's say blue. For this one, and we'll put a reddish for this one. And so now you can see that that you've got some different colors going through your text. And we can also do it vertically too. In a word, you can't. This is not a good example. So, but you can make it really obvious if you want. Let me see if I can bold it, and maybe you can see a little bit difference now. I'm using some different colors there, and let's do green and see what that happens. Now you can see it a little bit different now. You can see the various colors in a vertical. Now if I put it back to horizontal, you'll see the difference there. Bitmap, I was saying, I don't know why to use it because it's hard to see. But anyway, let's go back to here and talk a little bit more about it. Now, there's the shadow. I don't use it very often because it kind of distorts the text. Well, I'll show you what it. You can make it like that, and different shadow levels and so on. But I don't use it because you're transmitting over HF, which is dependent on propagation, QR Mary, QR Nancy. So you need to make your text as clear as possible. And then you can have things right justify, and I'll try to show you. Remember to show you what that means, and to have it. Make sure you have a slash or your zero. You can mark that. Perspective. I don't really use that, and you can also have a little 3D. But you see, you got to be careful with it. And you got to really adjust your text, the different colors or whatever, to use 3D. Now we can also have it vertical as well, and we can put that in the template like that instead of the regular horizontal. let's leave it here, and then you can also on rotation, I think that's perspective. You can have that. Let's see. No, it's not. Yeah, there it is. So, but I don't really use it that much. But you can, if you like that, then that's what you get. And then there's a lot of font activity. You can open up another font where you can choose your font style and size and so on. You can also size it within the template or canvas. Okay, let's get out of there, and then we're gonna set everything back to. Let's get out of. There was here. Let's flatten that back out. Okay, now it's here. We've got it. Let's change the color. Let's put it in red since it's Christmas. We'll do that, and we've changed the text to red. Okay, now we, like I said, we can resize it here. We can make it bold and italics and all of that stuff. By pressing on here, you can do all kinds of stuff with it too. But let's just leave it the way it is for now. That's for training purposes. Now, to get that into the canvas over here, all we have to do is click on OK, and there it is. And you can kind of move it around wherever you want it to go, and then you can grab a corner and resize it if you want. So there's some of the things. Now, the next thing we want to do is end it with who's calling the CQ, and again we go down to the text box, and we'll put. I'm going to make two. I can do it here. I'm going to say DE. And I'm going to put that in there. Okay, just say OK. Now we're going to resize it a little bit and put it in here. Okay, now we'll make another text and come in here and put it here. Some households have more than one operator, so instead of hard type in there, we're going to use a macro. And so we clear this text out and click on this macro here, and there's a whole bunch of things that you have here. The commands my call sign, and so you click on that and insert. And so now it'll put my call sign in there once I say OK. Now, if instead of messing with the template every time, if you want to, if there's another operator in there, let's say you just double click on this text. Go in there and say, I'm going to pick on my buddy, W0, PYA, and then click on that, and now we've got his call sign in there, and you can move stuff around, make it look nice. And Larry likes to use the let me move this down a little bit, and move this one down. Oops, I clicked on more than one button. Oops. That's what happened when you don't select that particular box. You move the background. So you gotta, and sometimes I don't know, it's a bug in the software, I think. You gotta recycle this to get this to work again. But anyway, that's we'll put that there and so on. Now Larry likes to use his grid locator, so we can let me move this out of the way for now. We can go in there and add another text field and put it over here. And that's Echo Nancy 21 Bad Dog. And then you put that in there. So you got all of that in there, and then you kind of move it to wherever you want to put it. Normally you have all your stuff stacked on this corner or that corner, whatever you want to do. And that's a CQ. I could have put a call-in CQ SSTV on top of that. But that's how you do it. Now, I mentioned the box here, which is the edit save box, I call it. They don't really have a name for it, I don't think. Yeah, they call it select item. So anyway, I like to call it the edit save, because when I showed you what happens. If I try to move it down to here in this empty cell down here next to this house, I'm going to show you what happens. If I click on the background itself, it's just going to move the background. That's not what you want to do. Or if I've clicked on any of these text cells, it would just move that. Now, if I click on this so it's outdented, and then click on here, you'll see a different symbol come up there. That means I'm about to save something. So if I drag it to this empty spot, there it is. It's all saved for me. Okay? And so that's how you save it. Now, I'm going to do something here just for a little test. We're going to go back into the edit mode, and I'm going to say put a picture in here, and then when you click on the picture button, you still have to put a square up there to get something in there. I'll go ahead and explain this now. The way you get the picture from the person that sent you an image is you refer to the history. Now I can also load an image by clicking here, and this is the right now that's the same one that's in history, but normally you would go in and load a picture from another source. And if I want to put this one in, then I can do stuff with it, and click OK, and OK, and then it's not. Oh, I know why, because you got to have pictures in there before you put the background in. But anyway. even though I made this box here, you don't see it on here. And so to get rid of that box, I can just click on the save image. See, where my arrow is down here. You click on that and just bring that up, and it's gone. So I'm just using the original image. So that's showing you where whatever you saved here is always going to be saved unless you resave it. Make some changes here, and then resave it. You may want to do that sometime, and that's what you do. Okay, so now we've got the CQ. Now we're going to do the response, which is a little bit more interesting, and a little bit more activity going on the screen. So we want to clear this out so we can, you need a clean canvas to do some more work. So you right click on it, and then down here you'll see the all delete. It's a funny way to say, well, I don't know why you're saying delete all, but they say delete, all delete, and it wipes out your whole canvas. Okay, and that's fine. That's what we want to do. Now, sometimes a little tip: if you go to if you do that all delete rather, and it still doesn't clear, then it means there's something still held up in your transmit. So you just click on that and right click and do the all delete, and then when you go back to template, it'll be clear. Okay. That's where a lot of people get confused and they don't know how to get rid of what's in there. And anyway, that's how you do it. Now we're going to start on the response. It's interesting. I like this one better. You got more activity. So we're going to go to view again, up at the top menu. We're going to go down to always show thumbnails of files folder and click that. And that little pop-up is going to show up again. And now we want to do another scene. And so we'll take something kind of simple, because the more complex you have a background, the harder it's going to be to state what you want to state. So I'm going to bring this in. And this is just snow and trees and a deer and so on. So with that, we can work with this and do some nice things. So, well, take that back. We gotta do something else first. Sorry. So we do the all delete. It's not gone. It's still sitting over here. Okay. Now we want to insert a history picture, meaning the person that's sending you response from the CQ that he sent, and you responded to him, he's sending back, he'll probably send a picture of what you sent, and now you want to send him back what you received from him. So you go in here, this is the draw picture box, and you click on that, and let's just put a little box anywhere. It doesn't matter right now, and we'll get to whatever we want to put into it later. There's different things you can do with it. Now, like I said, we want to refer to the history, and it's already selected. That's the way this thing works automatically. And we can do different, it's going to be a rectangle, or we can kind of round the edges to different degrees. And, some of these, it gets kind of funny, but so I usually stick with these. You can have a background, or frame around the picture of another different color to give it a little accent. You can do all of that. So let's do a frame, and we'll do a blue one. We'll make it very, very thin, so it's not very noticeable. Anyway, we'll have that, and now we have the picture that we had in there, and now we got that frame. We got a little rounded edges and so on. So that's how you do all of that. And we still don't have a background and text, but we still can move this around to wherever we want to put it. Okay. Now we'll go back and drag our background. And the reason why I need to explain this here, through the years that I've used this, it must be a bug, because sometimes I can put the picture in first, or the background in first, and then add the picture later, and it works. But most of the time it doesn't, so I put the picture in first, and then I know it'll be there when I drag in the background. So we're going to go back over here to the folders, and back to this area here, and left click on it and drag it into the image here, and then kind of fill up the screen until it's fills the canvas. And now you see the picture is visible now. Okay, and now we can still add text, and we can click on here and go up here and says here. Okay. Now this is a really exciting part of doing the templates, is that you can use the macros to make it do, and the log to make it do some nice things for you. And so usually you're going to say, they're going to have the person on the other end's call sign. So we're going to, first of all, we'll just say, hi, make a space, and then we'll use the macro and say, his or her call sign, and insert that. And we can also, if we have, I generally use QRZ in the background on an iPad or on another computer, so I can find out their names as well, because most of the time they won't send their name, so that the log will pick it up. And I'll show you what I mean there. But if you wanted to put their name, and then you put another space behind that, and you go back in here and you say his or her name, and do that. And I don't know where. Oh, okay. Never mind. What did I press on here to make the text like that? 3D. Get that out of here. And one guy was using the name Godzilla for some reason, so that's what came up, and that's his call sign. So we put that in, and there's he's telling them hi. You got their call sign in there, and if you have a QRZ runner, you can put their name. And I'm going to show you. Let's move this over some. And the way that comes in, and it's not used very often anymore, but in the setup you can have it transmit your call sign in and CW, and it populated this call sign field, but a lot of people are not using it now, so I'll put in W0PYA and change it to Larry. and you can see it automatically changes in here. So the only thing that's constant is the high, and if they don't send their call sign in more CW, then you can you'll see it on the screen, so you can type it in. If they put their name in there, you can type that in. Otherwise, you can go to QRZ and get the information, put it in there, and let the macros do the other work for you. Okay. And okay, so now we send hi to him, and we also want to tell him their signal report. And you look over here, if they would send it, usually they don't, but you can just populate. Let me get this out of the way. Usually if you populate it, then it'll be automatically sent in the template. But anyway, all of that information, you want to tell them their signal report, so we'll work on that next. And we're going to create another text block here, and we'll just say go to the macros and RSV space, and then we'll say the macro, and his or her RSV, we'll select that and insert it. Okay, and now we got you notice we got a 595 here already in there. So if I click on OK, there it is. So if I change it to something else, let's make it obvious, make it 444, it changes. So you got those things working for you, where you don't have to always be typing in the template there. Now you always want to show you where this is really coming from. I'm going to go into history, okay, and well, let's get out of history first, and go to template, and you notice the picture that we've got in there. We've got a SSTV, and it's kind of a lots of propagation issues on this one here, but at least you can see something, and you know it's there. So I'm going to go to history, and if I go back, and then go back to the template, you'll see that that piece of history. Cause what that's nice for is there's a lot of people working on SSTV, and someone may transmit a picture right after someone sent a picture to you, and you don't want to send that picture that they sent. You want to go back to the one that sent you a picture and click on it, and it'll populate this response. And so that's the way you do that. Now you also need to have your information. So we go back into text, and let's make it a little fancier this time and say let's say DE, and I'm going to go ahead and type it this time so you see the difference. KA0RG. Okay, so I can put that in, and move it around, and you can, like I say, you can highlight the text, make it 3D, make it various colors. I don't have one on the screen here, but you can do that, and then you can say another text box, and and say op Rusty Old Nails, and put that in there. Now, again, you can move stuff around however you want to. Like I said, you can put the text in and on an angle. I'm going to do another video with an actual training how-to video on an actual communication with another station. And I'm going to pick on my buddy Larry again. Because he's close by, we'll have a good signal, 20 and 30 over signal each way to make sure it's clear. But anyway, this is how you would do the response, and it's always going to put their picture that they sent, and that's the exciting thing about it, because if you see your picture come back fairly clear, that means you're doing a pretty good job on your transmitter, and the propagation is in your favor, and so everything is working well. And because you're actually looking at a second generation, because you sent the picture to them and they resent it back to you. So if it's still a pretty good quality, then you're doing a good job. That's another way to tell how propagation. Anyway, that's that one. Now we want to save this one, so we do this click, or the save click, and then click in, left click in here in the picture, and drag it down into here, this next box here, and we've saved our next picture. And again, like I said, anything you do in here now won't affect the picture you just saved, unless you resave it again over the one that you got. Okay, so now we'll do the last one, and that'll be the 73s. And so we want to clear this one, so we right click and go down to all delete, and we've got a clear canvas again. So on 73s, we also generate the last picture that they're going to send you. So you want to put a picture of what they sent you, and so they can see the quality of it. So we go ahead and do the picture first, and put a block in anywhere, and then we can make a rounded one. We'll do a frame, or just you left click on the color, and you can change the color. You can change the width of how thick it is. If you want it different, you want it dash dots, dash dot, Morse code. You can do that too. I generally use solid, less confusing, and easier to work with. So let's say OK, and so we've got another response frame here, or I should say call it history frame. Okay, now we want to bring in another background, so we'll go to View again, up here on top, and always show thumbnails of files folder. Click that, and then we'll click another background. These are, let me go back to the next page and see if we got anything a little bit less populated. Let's try this one. Yeah, it's kind of pretty. Okay, there was a nice scene here. Okay, so now let's for the heck of it, let's just say I want to put this up here. We can do that. And I don't know what happened there. Oh, I know. I grabbed the wrong. This is a good lesson. You'll see what happens when you do the wrong thing. Okay. So what I did is I clicked on the background and not this, and see it doesn't have the dotted lines, so I got to go through here and click on here and go back and make it go back in the edit mode. So now I can move that. I can move it here or wherever I want to, just to make it a little different than the average guy. And so that's still got a lot of the picture in the scene. And now we can say, go into the text and make a kind of a small one like this and say 73. And we're going to keep it, let's do a different color text. Well, let's leave it at red because it's Christmas. Okay. And then you say, okay, and then it's going to populate that here. We could double click and make it bold. It's already bold, so we'll just have to resize it so to make it look bolder. So we click on that, and then we and then we can make it bigger like that and bolder, more noticeable. And we can throw this up in the tree up here. I keep pressing more than one button. We probably need it to make it bigger because it's not too visible there. And I think people can see that one. Anyway, that's we probably should use another color. Maybe a white might work better. But anyway, that's the idea of putting 73s. And then again, you can put another text field in here. The call sign. We're going to use the call sign. We're going to clear this, and we're going to use go to macros and use his or her call sign, and then we're going to put a space in there, and then we're going to put his or her name, and we're going to say OK, and OK again. And there it is. So you can kind of move that around to kind of make it neat wherever you want to put it. And so that's kind of being more personable, I think, when you add their name, and then you'd put your information there, and again we could do another text box. And then we'll just make it one line, and because I want to do something else here to show you. Okay, here we're going to wipe this out, and we're going to say TE. I'll type it all in. KA0RG run. And say OK, and I'll put that, so we have to move that around so it all fits on the screen. Okay, so that's that now. Now, if you were in communication with someone, and at the end of you've got this 73 template to send out, and but the guy had some really nice pictures that they sent you. Well, let me do this first. We're going to go ahead and save this. So that's make sure this button is outdented, and then we'll click here, and then you get the circle with a slash, and we're going to put it in this last bottom box here. We can get rid of this here. So now we got it saved over here. Now, well, like I said, you're having a good conversation or image transfer with someone, but they sent you some really nice pictures, and one of the guys is KO3D, an acquaintance of mine in Pennsylvania. He's the 3D. He had his call sign changed so he can get 3D in it because that's all he does. He's probably got the best looking templates out there. And if, like I said, if you leave your radio on and this app on or software on for an hour or so, you're probably going to capture some of his work, and you'll see what I mean. He's always very clear, and when there's no interference, because you get several people trying to transmit at the same time. But anyway, if he's sending you some nice pictures, and you want to say something to him, this little box here I mentioned earlier about user-friendly macros. So you click on it, and then you go to an empty spot on the picture, and just click on the spot. And then you see there's some that I've created here, nice pictures and so on. But if you want to, and I don't know what the limit is here, but I got 36, and any little things that, like this one was here was from the Fontenelle Forest 200-year anniversary that I use for that particular event. But you can add stuff. But if you wanted to use, let's go back to the top. Nice pictures. Okay, we're just going to click that one and click OK, and it automatically puts it in your picture. Now you notice on the one we saved in the corner over here, you don't see that. So that's only for what's active in the template and the transmit window. Now you send that, and as long as you don't drag that in over the current saved picture, you're okay. And you can change these things all at any time. Okay, anything else that I missed? Yeah, well, I'll touch on it, but I won't go into it because it's another topic altogether. But I don't know why I'm still in this. Okay. But anyway, you see all these transmit modes over here, and you see Scotty 1 and Scotty 2. Martin 1 and Martin 2. Well, you use this is different speeds. You see Robot 36. You use this depending on propagation, and propagation is not so good. Then you want to stick with the Martin 1 and Martin 2. If it's pretty good, then you want to do Scotty 2, and if it's really good, then you go to Scotty 1. It's down here. Now, Scotty DX is one that you would use because the propagation is going to be a little bit more difficult over DX overseas, so it slows down the number of lines it transmit. But it takes quite a while to get it sent. And the thing about, you have to remember that this is 100% key down, so you don't want to blow up your transmitter. So it's best to just try to use the Martin and the Scotty, and there's some real rapid, like the robot, that's the black and white, stuff like that, and anyway, I'll do another video, how-to video on that, as well as getting to design even more complex templates, with more stuff in it. And with that, I think we've covered most of the stuff. I just have to do a final picture video, and we'll have this done, and all I have to do is edit them all together and have it out on my YouTube channel. Thanks a lot for bearing with me, and I hope this helps you. This is KA0RG, Ron, in Bellevue, Nebraska, and so long, and happy SSTV, and